It's the moment too. So
Would it be on the library?
I'll just go to search. It should be the top, like one of the top ones.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see. Let me just check on here. Just bear with us. Just want to check the stream.
I'm so bad.
Kind of. Testing. Check the stream. All right, calm, good. All right, Shalom. We're the brothers from the Great Millstone branch out in Des Moines, Iowa. We're going to start off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Yahweh is the true, holy, and powerful name of the Heavenly Father. Bahashem meaning in the name. Yahweh Shai is the true, holy, and powerful name of his only begotten Son, who is the Savior of the nation of Israel, starting off with the elect within the nation of Israel. And Israel consists of you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans, as well as you Israelite foreigners scattered abroad that may look like the nations where you've been scattered to, but are Israelites. All right, and we also want to give double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and in truth. All right, so we're coming at you with another lesson inspired by the Holy Spirit, Habakkuk Kodash. And the inspiration of this lesson actually came from while we were on the line this past weekend prophesying through the Spirit. You know, there was a bus that drove by us, and on the bus it said the prestigious party bus. All right, and at the time we were talking about Esau, Edom, and the wickedness that he had done. I believe we were talking about what he had did to the northern kingdom and everything like that. When he came over here, them Spaniards came over here and so on and so forth. But the Spirit had me look up the word prestige and go into it on the line. And it was the Spirit, you know, not speak about it on the line, but while we were on the line, I looked it up. But it was the Spirit because even when I heard the apostles this past weekend, they were talking about Esau being pretty much the master of deception, all right, and illusion, right? You know, they just had that fake moon landing, you know, that madness, right? But the nations have believed all of this wickedness, or all of these lies that he's pushed out for decades, for centuries, or even about who he is, you know, and so on and so forth, right? But now we're in the time where the wicked is being revealed, all right? But without further ado, we're going to go into this word prestige. Now, this is the basic definition of prestigious in Google. It says inspiring respect and admiration, having high status, right? Now, going into the word prestige, in Google, it says widespread respect or admiration felt for someone or something on the basis of a perception of their achievements or quality. All right, so these are just basic definitions, and this is the sense that, you know, I always looked at the word as somebody's prestigious, you know, they somebody that's, you know, requiring respect, all right, because of certain accolades and so on and so forth, right? But when you dig a little bit deeper into this word, going into it in the Edamon online, just pull it up real quick. All right, so the word, let's see, just bear with me. All right, the word prestigious, it says practicing illusion or magic. All right, juggling, deluding, deceptive, right? Full of tricks, jugglers' tricks, right? And then it also says having dazzling influence, right? And that's why through the Spirit I wanted to entitle this lesson, all right, Esau the prestigious one, you know, roughly paraphrasing what the title is. I forget the exact one, but that's who he is, man. He's really a master of deception, right? And then it says in the word prestige, it says in the Edamon online, it says trick, illusion, imposture, right? And that's what this devil is. He's really an impostor. And you look up this word imposture here. We're going to look up a couple of words and then we're going to go into some precepts. But the word imposture, it says act of willfully deceiving others, okay? And that's what this devil has done, right? He's willfully deceived the nations, as it talks about in the book of Revelation. Lord's will, we may hit that, you know, and so on and so forth. But this is in this devil's nature. As a matter of fact, in the book of Genesis, let's hit Genesis 3 and 1, Baba Kusha. We'll hit that first. And
This is Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. It says, now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
Right, now it says the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field. Right, now this serpent isn't talking about an actual snake. And if you could look up that word serpent there and then go into the root of it. All right, but it's not talking about an actual snake slithering around and everything like that. Nah, it's in reference to a man. Okay, as a matter of fact, we're going to go to the book of Psalms, the 58th chapter. All right, this is the book of Psalms, chapter 58. And I'm going to start at verse 1. It says, do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. Right, and who's the wicked? Malachi 1 and 4. All right, describes the nation of Edom as being who? The wicked. Right? So it says the wicked are estranged from the womb. It says they go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the death adder that stoppeth her ear. Right? So it's making the comparison unto the wicked being likened unto a serpent. Okay, even the Lord, when he was on the scene, he was calling the wicked scribes and Pharisees, oh, ye vipers, ye serpents, right? So this is in reference to a man, okay? But it said that that man, all right, being that serpent in Genesis, was more subtle than any beast of the field, meaning out of all the nations, man.
Yep.
All right? You have something else?
Yeah, I mean, I was just gonna say that it all lines up with that that Revelation 12. I believe that you was gonna quote earlier, where it talks about that old serpent, that old dragon, you know, which is the serpent which deceiveth the whole world.
The devil and Satan, yep.
Mm-hmm.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 12, in verse
Verse 9.
Yep, this is Revelation 12 and 9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, and the old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world.
Right, and that shows you, because the brother brought out that Psalms, or that Psalm 655, showing you that it's that it's an actual group of people, or it's a particular group of people that was given, because of what it talks about his blessing. He should have the dew of heaven. All right, so it's this it's an actual group of people. All right. That would be deceiving the whole world, man. Not an actual snake, you know, but it all ties in, man.
Right. Yeah. Even when you look up in the blue letter, let's go to that word devil. Right. So this word devil, and did you grab that
serpent? Yeah.
Yeah, in Genesis. All right. Because it even tells you this. So this is the word devil in the blue letter. It says, and I'm gonna get to the point. Well, I'll read it all of it. It says, prone to slander, slanderous, accusing falsely. Culminator, false accuser, slanderer. All right, and even talks about that in the book of Job. It says that what, man? He slandered his own mother's children, right? Talking about how these devils speak against us. All right, talk shit against us and everything like that, man. You know, lying on us and everything like that, right? The accuser of the brethren. All these things tie into Esau, Edom. But it says metaphor applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of God, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. All right, so we can grab that First Thessalonians, or is it Second Thessalonians 3 and 8, you know? But this is showing you that it's talking about a particular people, man, on earth, all right, who went out to deceive the nations, man, okay? And it's all going to tie into what we're speaking about, right? And he's done that through what? Deceptions, through lies, through his media, all right? And so on and so forth, and this all ties into what? His witchcraft. All right, this media that's being put out is witchcraft, you know? Where they're able to control the minds of people and what they think, right? This is all a part of his witchcraft that he's used to deceive the world, you know? But,
One that Second Thessalonians?
Yeah.
This is Second Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed.
Right, and we know who the wicked is, Malachi 1 and 4, the nation of Edom, right? It says that the wicked is going to be revealed. Go ahead.
Yep, it says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
It says, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth. And that starts off with who? The prophets out on the highways and byways, man. Linking this devil back up to prophecy, who he is according to the scriptures, man. All right? showing you what his downfall is going to be, showing you this devil's history and so on and so forth, right? This is all being done through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, man. You read that verse again?
Yep. It says, and then shall the wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right, and the Lord is going to do that, what? Via the chariots, all right? When the missiles come, okay? When they get shot off into this place, this whole system is going to collapse, right? But it says with the brightness of his coming, when Yahweh Shai physically returns in the so-called UFOs, man. All right, so it starts off with this devil being revealed through the prophets, all right? And of course, you got different individuals that expose this devil. And then the prophets go and filter all of that through the scriptures, through prophecy, right? And so on and so forth, man. But then it's going to come with the actual downfall of this devil, all right, being taken out of rulership when Yahweh Shai is going to reign on earth, man. But go ahead.
And just to add on real quick, because even when you read up, it says that day shall not come except the son of the man of sin be revealed, all right, and us falling away. So this is all part of prophecy, man. All right, so this devil being revealed is a part of prophecy, all right, and things had to take place prior to that, man.
That's right.
You know?
See, that veil had to be eventually taken off of the nations, man. All right, because they've looked at this devil as being noble. All right, as we're going to read in the book of Isaiah, the 32nd chapter, Lord's will. All right, they looked at this devil as, you know, man, like he's had the way, like the way to go. Everybody wanted to be like America. Everybody wanted to be like this devil. Right. Even these different nations put off their cultures. Now they were wearing suits and ties. All right, you know, using his witchcraft and so on and so forth, right? But now these nations are recognizing that who this devil really is, man. All right, that this devil is really the wicked. Okay. But you can continue to read on that.
Yep, verse 9, it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan.
It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan. So going back into that definition of devil that we read, it says, metaphor applied to a man who by opposing the cause of God may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. All right? So that's what it's speaking about, man. A man whose coming is after the working of Satan. Right? And that's what this devil is doing. You can see throughout the earth. Look at with the power that this devil has, all right, as it is written, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, all right? In the book of Job 9:24, look at what he's done with his influence, with his power. He's perpetuated nothing but wickedness, man. All right, he's taught the nations that it's okay to be a part of the alphabet community. He's taught women that they can be harlots, you know? He's taken away men from their masculinity and so on and so forth. All right, he's defiled the air. He's defiled the food that we consume. And every level, this is what this devil's done, man. All right. Only Satan would do such a thing. Only a person who's adverse, all right, to creation, all right, who's against the will of the Heavenly Father would do such things. And that's what this devil's done and proven himself to be the devil that the Bible's speaking of. He's proved himself to be the wicked, you know. And now that veil over all these nations is being taken away, all right, to where what these nations are going to really reject this devil, man. Now they're seen as nakedness, as these different precepts that, you know, I'm pretty much quoting are going to go into as we hit him Lord's will, you know. But was there more on that?
Yeah. It says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders.
With all power and signs and lying wonders, right? So this is showing you the deceptive nature of this devil, right? Even his own people, all right, you have Putin, you know, which... Edomite, he could be Edomite, could be Jake, whatever. You know, he looks like an Edomite, so we're going to go with that for now till proven otherwise, you know. But nevertheless, even he was speaking against these devils over here in America. Talks about the hypocrisy of these devils. NATO, how they said they wasn't going to expand. All right, and they did it 5 times, pretty much forcing his hand in us all through the spirit according to prophecy. All right, so where he has to defend himself and so on and so forth. You know, going into the hypocrisy of these devils, man. And all these nations are seeing it. All right, all these nations are pointing them out. Now nations are looking at the Khazars, them small hats over in their land, kind of crazy side-eye, right? You know, because what? This is all according to prophecy, the wicked being revealed. Now all that witchcraft and that the lying, deceptiveness, all right, all that's being taken down through the spirit of truth, right? But was that it on that?
I'm gonna read verse 10. It says,
go ahead.
It says, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness and them that perish. It says, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. You know, that's pretty much the point.
God, I'm going to hit back to this Revelation 12:9. It says, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world, he was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. All right, this isn't talking about, this ain't talking about a war in the spiritual realm where the angels fought against God and everything like that. Nah, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna go up a couple verses, Revelation chapter 12, and break it down correctly, man. 12 and 7. And there was war in heaven. So what John is seeing is a future prophecy, all right, of a war in heaven. This is talking about a war in the skies. All right, because what? When the Lord comes in those so-called UFOs, these nations are going to stop fighting one another, and they're going to turn and fight against the Lord, man. All right, against Yahweh Shai physically with those so-called UFOs. You can read about that in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, right? When it goes into Yahweh Shai's return and how these nations are going to try and fight against them. So this is what this is speaking about, that war in the skies. All right, even Esau and his military, he has a military group, I believe, or it's the name of certain jets, but they call them Blue Angels, right? So this is what it's speaking about, that war in heaven, man, in the skies, right? But it says, and there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels. Talking about what? Esau and his power structure, NATO, them different nations, and so on and so forth, man. Okay? All them different nations, they're going to fight against the Lord physically. But it says, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore in heaven. That's right. They're going to be taken out of rulership. All right? They're going to be taken off of that throne. Even Yahweh Shai said, I saw Satan cast down like lightning from heaven, meaning how quickly this devil's going to be taken out of rulership, man. But this is what it's speaking about. All right? Now, going back to that Genesis, if you want to head back to there.
Yep. Back in Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1, it says now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field which the Lord power had made.
That's right. Now you can go into that word serpent, Bible Kushab.
Yeah, this is serpent in the etymon slaki on the blue letter. The root word, it says to practice divination, divine, observe signs.
Right, it says to practice divination. All right. So witchcraft, man. Okay. He's an illusionist. All right. He's a magician.
Yeah.
You know, he's an enchanter.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yep, go ahead.
Well, in the Strong's definition, it says spell. It says generally to prognosticate.
Prognosticate. Yeah, because it talks about his prognosticators in the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter. See, this is what this devil is relied on.
Yeah.
Left-hand energy from the beginning, man. Wickedness, idolatry, right? To seduce the nations and so on and so forth. All types of wickedness on the left-hand side. This is where his power comes from. But that power is going to be stripped away, man. Okay? Like it talks about when we read down in the book of Isaiah, the 47th chapter, right? But this is who this devil is, an illusionist, an enchanter, a magician, right? But go ahead.
Yeah, it says whisper a magic spell. Yeah, it says enchant, learn by experience. That's pretty much the point.
That's pretty much it. Con, you know. So just going into what, man? That serpent, okay? Of his true nature. And this is how he has been from the very beginning. All right, from the foundation, man. You know. Now, let's go back to that word prestigious here. And then you got the Isaiah 32 on that?
Yep, I got the Isaiah 32, yep.
Or no, I'm going to read down on this word prestige. All right, so it says prestige in the Edamon Online. It says, from about 1815, it was used in the sense of an allusion as to one's personal merit or importance, a flattering allusion. Hence, positively, a reputation for excellence, importance, or authority, right? So this is how the nations have viewed Esau, Edom for a long time period, man. All right? But what? It's all been an illusion. And once again, through the Spirit, now he's being revealed. Okay? Now, going back, I've been quoting and I was going to hold it until later, but that veil is being taken away from these nations, man. For them to see his wickedness, man. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 25 and verse 6. And in this mountain shall the Lord Yahweh of hosts make unto all people a feast of fat things, a feast of wines on the lees, of fat things full of marrow, of wines on the lees, well refined. Talking about what? This truth, this wisdom. All right, it talks about how wisdom hath mingled her wine, she's slain her beast, right? So here in America, man, is where this wisdom came out of, man. The truth, the truth of the Bible, the true understanding of the scriptures, man, right? This is where it came out of, man, in this mountain, right? But it says, verse 7, and he will destroy in this mountain the face of the covering cast over all people and the veil that is spread over all nations. And that's what's happening, man. All right? This veil is being taken away off of all the nations, man. The truth is prevailing. It says the truth that had been so long without fruit shall be declared. So now it's bringing forth fruit. All right? Now this devil is being identified as the Edomites. Okay? As the devil that the Bible speaks of, and so on and so forth, as the wicked of the earth, man. Let's hit that in the book of Isaiah, Baba Kosha.
Yep, this is Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 5. It says, the vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Right, the vile person or the foolish person, right? Because you go into that word vile, it'll say fool, right? But go ahead.
It says, nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Right, read that from the top again, Baba Kosha.
It says the vile person shall be no more called liberal.
Right, now going into this word liberal, it says the vile person shall no more be called liberal. Now this word liberal, it says inclined, willing, noble. Okay? So this devil has been looked at as noble, right? Not only in the sense of what is the word I'm looking for? Pretty much as being like a good person, right? But also in status, as far as like he's the one that's supposed to be ruling. He's ruling the proper way, right? Pretty much as a king, a true king, right? But in reality, this devil's a servant, okay? In reality, he's a peasant, and that's what we're gonna really go into through the spirit, man, okay? Because this devil's not supposed to be ruling. Really, it's a servant that's in rulership right now, as we're gonna go into. But it says, willing, noble, generous, right? So it says, the foolish person shall no more be called noble. And then read that latter part.
Yep. It says the vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful.
Right. So it says nor the churl said to be bountiful. Now when we go into this word churl in the blue letter, it'll say scoundrel, right?
Scoundrel. Right?
Scoundrel. And these are all words that describe Esau Edom to a T, man. All right. This devil's a scoundrel. Now we're gonna look that up in the Etymon online. It says pull it up real quick. So the word scoundrel, it says base, mean, worthless fellow. All right. And this is the base man. Like it says in the book of Daniel, you can grab that Daniel 4:17 real quick, Baba Kosha. This is the base man. All right. Even going into the book of Job, all right, it said that what? He's more viler than the earth. He's a base man. Okay. This devil is beneath us. All right. As Job described him, man. But you got it.
Yep, this is Daniel chapter 4 and verse 17. It says, this matter is by decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and setteth up over it the basis of men.
Right, so the basis of men is in rulership right now. All right? According to what was written. When we go to the beginning in the book of Genesis, right, the blessing that Esau got was to actually receive the dew of heaven as well, right? So he has the dew of heaven on this side. He will get rulership over the earth, right? That was all prophesied unto Esau, Edom, man. But he's the wicked. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And that's why you see the world in the estate that it's in, all right? Because you have a wicked servant that's in rulership. And you see what he's doing with the resources, what he's doing with the earth, and so on and so forth. This devil is not a fit ruler.
Yep.
Like it says in the book of Sirach, the 10th chapter, it says, how is it worded? Sirach 10 and verse, this is Sirach chapter 10 and 3. An unwise king destroyed his people, but through the prudence of them which are in authority, the city shall be inhabited. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. But just to touch on that verse 3, it said that what? An unwise king destroyed this people. And you can see clearly that this devil is a fool.
Yeah.
All right. But once again, at one point, these nations looked at him as like, man, look at his technology, look at these advancements that he's doing, and I want to be like him, and so on and so forth. But now he's being identified as a fool. All right. How he's people look at even as the West as a whole, especially here in America, as some of the dumbest people on earth.
Yeah.
They don't know anything about history. They don't know anything about anything, man. You know? So people are recognizing like, nah, man, this devil ain't got it. All right, the wicked is being revealed according to the scriptures, man. But I'm gonna read that verse 4 again. The power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable, and the one that's profitable is Yahweh Shai. But this shows you that the person that's in rulership right now is not profitable. Why? Because he's a fool and he's a servant. All right, he hasn't been brought up in the way on how to rule. See, this Bible, these scriptures is a book of nobility. All right, this is for kings. That's why when you read in the book of Wisdom of Solomon, in certain places, King Solomon would say, "Oh, to you, O kings, do I speak." All right, so this book is a book for nobility and how to govern and how to rule, not only ourselves, but how to manage resources, right? In the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai says, if our King David, before he died, he said that a king must rule in the fear of the Lord. In the book of Proverbs, it talks about how it's an abomination for kings to commit wickedness, right? So a true king, all right, is supposed to rule in the fear of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. But when that's not happening, you see what we have today, all right? You got women killing their children, and that's being justified, so-called deleting babies, right? You got same gender sexual interactions. Y'all, you don't even know how to word it without getting strike, you know? This is all wickedness, man. And this is the estate of how a base person will rule, right? Throwing away all types of resources and hoarding them into yourself, right? It says when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn, man. That's why the whole earth is mourning. It's in languishing. It says the whole earth languisheth. Why? Because the wicked is in rulership, man. You know? You could go back to where we were at.
You want that Isaiah 32?
Yep. We back in that Isaiah 32. Yep.
Back in Isaiah 32 and verse 5 again, it says, "The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful."
Right, it said, nor the churl said to be bountiful. So going into the other word that is said in that definition in the blue letter, it said knave, 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 right? And I was like, the hell is that? You know, what is knave, right? So looking it up in the blue letter, it says what? Boy, male, child, male, servant, right? So this is a servant, once again, that's in rulership, man. This is a peasant that's in rulership.
Well, boy.
Exactly, man. You know, he's not fit to rule.
Yeah, and that Sirach 10, it says, woe to him, or woe to them when that king is a child.
Yep, we gonna hit that. As a matter of fact, grab the Ecclesiastes. We'll start with that Ecclesiastes 10 and 5, Lord's will. And then I'm gonna look up this word churl now. No, it's all good. Now the word churl, because it all ties into what? This devil being a peasant, all right? You know? It says churl, peasant, one of the lowest class of freemen, man without rank, all right? So he's boasted himself with his suit and tie and this and that and the third. Look at me, I'm all noble and prestigious. Look at me, right? But it's all been an illusion. Okay, we see clearly that you don't know what you're doing in rulership, man. You don't know how to rule. All right, you're destroying the people, right? Killing off everything. Everything's defiled. Everything you touch just dies, right? Nah, man. See, the Lord, when the righteous are in authority, once again, this earth is gonna flourish. Okay, life is gonna be truly enjoyed. All right, people ain't finna be around on this hamster wheel, paycheck to paycheck, suffering. Just nothing but oppression, taxing on top of taxing on top of taxing, stealing from the people, right? It ain't finna be a wicked rulership, you know? Of course, the nations have to pay for their wickedness, so they are going to be punished severely, but it's a righteous judgment, right? But even then, the earth is going to be in a way better state than what you brought the earth to, right? Extracting all the oil out of it, over farming everything, and so on and so forth. The earth is going to have a land Sabbath, right? People are going to rest, you know? It ain't finna be all this abominable foods being eaten. You know, the earth is gonna restore itself. Even we saw small glimpses of that when the shutdowns were happening a couple years back. Yeah. All right, when the C-19 shutdowns were happening, we saw the earth, how quickly it'll replenish itself. Within weeks of certain cities shutting down, the air quality got better. Yep. They said in certain areas where different not rivers, but I remember it was like somewhere in like Europe, it was like dolphins that were finally jumping back in the waters and everything like that. you know, the earth began to immediately, what? Replenish itself. All right? When this devil finally took a halt or a slowed down from over consuming, people being, you know, all types of bullshit, man.
Because even then, you mentioned about the air quality. Well, they wasn't having no airplanes, you know, flying across the skies. They shut all that down, you know. So just like the brother saying, once the air quality starts to get back to normal, it allowed the plants to actually grow. You know, it was better rain. You know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth. It's a whole process. You know, a whole cycle, you know, that comes with the earth replenishing itself, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Even the book of Isaiah, the 14th chapter, it talks about how the trees are at rest and rejoicing, you know. Not only the nations, but the physical trees, man.
Yeah.
All right. The earth, you know, the ecosystem, everything will be back in its proper order when this devil's put out of rulership, man. All right. But where's we at? Oh yeah, I was finishing that word churro. It also said free man of low degree, right? And that's all we'll read on that. You know, a common man, a base man, right? So this is the churro, okay? But it said that what he shall no more be called bountiful. Now you even go into that word bountiful, one of the definitions it says in the blue letter, it says noble. All right, so this devil isn't going to be looked at anymore as a noble, right? Oh, and that's the spirit, because even, what's the name of that devil, man? All right, over in Europe, he ended up dying. I think he was one of the prince or king. Was it Harry or Henry or something like that? But anyways, them devils, one of those devils, he was walking down the street, and he's supposed to be nobility, according to them, right? They was throwing tomatoes, booing them, right? It was the queen mum when she died. All right, when the queen mum died, and then that devil came into power behind her, right? They was throwing tomatoes at this devil, laughing at him, and here it is, supposed to be your nobility, man. But that's all the spirit, because they're not being acknowledged as the true rulers, man. The people that are supposed to be in power, all right? They're being mocked, right? This is what's happening, but it's all happening through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man. You know? But going back to, let me see if there's any more on that. That's it in the definition on churro. All right, so let's go ahead and hit that.
Did you want to finish in that Isaiah, or you wanted to?
Yeah, go back and finish that. Salaki, I thought we finished it already.
Back in Isaiah 32, in verse 5 again, it says, "The vile person shall be no more called liberal, nor the churl said to be bountiful. For the vile person will speak villainy."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it says, "For the vile person will speak villainy, and his heart will work iniquity, to practice hypocrisy, and to utter error against the Lord, to make empty the soul of the hungry, and he will cause the drink of the thirsty to fail."
Now I'm gonna read that in the NLT, starting off at verse 5. It says, "In that day, ungodly fools will not be heroes. Scoundrels will not be respected." Right. So these damn devils, they're losing their respect throughout the earth, man. All right, all that honor and glory that they had at one point, all that is being stripped away from them, man. "For fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about the Lord." All right, and that's why the Lord has his men out there setting the record straight.
Yeah.
Okay? They're trying to say God loves everybody. Nah, that ain't what the Bible says. You know? Here it is, Esau and all these, no, them niggas ain't finna make it. They're only making it for, what? Slavery, man. But salvation is not permitted to anybody outside of the nation of Israel. We're setting the record straight that he's not a so-called white man. They lied and deceived the nations. That's another part of his deception. Mm-hmm. All right, put up that false image of Cesare, you know? Going back to, what's that devil's name, man? You know, but you know, Cesare and everything like that, that false image, right? All that's being uprooted. And that's through what? The truth. All right? The spirit of the Lord's mouth, man. So the record is being made straight through the prophets, right? All them lies that he was spreading about our Lord, you know? But it says...
Oh, I just got something real quick. This is Habakkuk chapter 2 and verse 4. Mm-hmm. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith." All right, so it says that that the soul that's lifted up in him is not upright in him, man. And we can obviously see this, man. All right, just by how he's ruling, just how he's in rulership. You know, you quoted the one where it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. We see how this man is ruling over the earth, man. All right, it's in complete unrighteousness, man. You know, but it says that the Lord is going to set up one that is profitable. When our Lord returns, man, He's going to change all this. He's going to renew the earth, man. You know.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
But
Did you have more on that?
nah, that was it. I think you did.
So going back to this in the book of Isaiah 32, it says in verse 6, for fools speak, this is the NLT, for fools speak foolishness and make evil plans. They practice ungodliness and spread false teachings about the Lord Yahweh. They deprive the hungry of food and give no water to the thirsty. The smooth tricks of scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor even when the cause of the poor is just. And this is once again, man, this is the traits of this devil. All right? This is all the traits of this devil, but now the nations are seeing it. All right? Now they're like, nah, man, this nigga's a liar, right? And you can go throughout all this history, all right? Whether it was him as the Greeks, whether it was him as the Romans, right? Didn't matter where this devil was at, or who he was trying to feign himself to be. All right, this is how he's always moved and conducted himself throughout history, man. Mm-hmm. You know? And now, once again, it's all being revealed, man. So going into, let's go ahead and hit that Ecclesiastes chapter 10. All right, because we were going into that word churl, showing you that what? It means going back to being a peasant, all right? Being a servant, right? And that's what this devil is, man. But we can hit that.
Yep, this is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 16. It says, woe to thee, O land.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
A little bit?
Nah, you can start there. Let me just see.
It says, verse 16 again.
No, Salaki, start at 5, and then we're going to jump down.
Okay, Salaki. It says, verse 5, it says, there is an evil which I have seen under the sun, as an error which proceedeth from the ruler. Mm-hmm. It says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place.
Right, it says, folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in a low place, man. Mm-hmm. All right, and even King Solomon was like, look, this is an error that is proceeded from the ruler, man. I'm going to read that in the NLT as well. Verse 5, there's another evil I've seen under the sun. Kings and rulers make grave mistake when they give great authority to foolish people and low positions to people of proven worth. And that's what you see happening now. All right. You see wicked, foolish people in rulership. You got transformers being the head of this department and that and X, Y, and Z. You know, all types of madness that's happening in this society, man. This is truly idiocracy, man. All right, pursuant to that movie, you know, it's an old movie, but it's funny, you know. But it shows you pretty much how the society that we're in, man, of idiocracy, man. They had the damn president was Terry Crews, who was a championship wrestler, you know, just a joke for the president, and that's what you see happening now. Biden, this nigga's a joke, okay? Trump and his theatrics, man, these are nothing but pawns. These are entertainers. These are actors, man. This is nothing but a joke, all right? The real people pulling the strings are the elites behind closed doors, man. But this is nothing but a mockery, man. This society is nothing but a mockery, you know? But go ahead.
It says, verse 6 again, it says, folly is set in great dignity, the rich sit in a low place.
Mm-hmm. The rich sit in a low place, and we're the rich. It says, hasn't the Lord called the poor of this world rich in faith, right? We're the ones that are truly rich. We got this faith first and foremost, and it's promised unto us an inheritance, man. All right, an everlasting inheritance, like the scriptures talk about, to our people, to our nation, starting off with the elect of the nation of Israel, man. All right, we got this wisdom, which is the true riches, man, which is how we're going to reign through this wisdom, okay, through the fear of the Lord, man, to where the earth is going to flourish when we're in power, man. Adawan Ratazah would be a part of that number. But go ahead.
Verse 7, it says, I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
That's right. It says, I've seen servants upon horses, right? So the ones that are supposed to be serving, the ones that are really the peasants, they're the ones that's ruling, man.
Right.
See, going into Genesis, I'll read it real quick.
The elders shall serve the younger.
That's right. This is the book of Genesis, chapter 25. All right. It was already established that, look, this devil was born to be a slave unto us, but yet he's in rulership. He's a wicked slave at that, and we see the effects of that, man. Genesis 25 and verse 23, it says, and the Lord Yahweh said unto her, 2 nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy bowels, and the one people shall be stronger than the other people, and the elders shall serve the younger. Right. So this is going into the beginning of Jacob and Esau. It says one people shall be stronger than the other, and we know who that is clearly. Jacob, us, right? And then it says what? The elders shall serve the younger, right? So this is how it was set up from the beginning, like it says in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. It says the children not having done any good or evil, but the purpose of the Most High according to election might stand. So it was already predestined from the beginning for Esau to be our servant, man. And we're going to see that play out in its totality in the kingdom of heaven, right? But it says, and when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb. And the first, being the elder, came out red all over like a hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. So Esau is the elder. He's made to serve us. Yeah. So going back into that Ecclesiastes, what did King Solomon say? He said, I saw servants, all right, upon horses. Like, what, these niggas is in rulership, all right? These peasants. See, the thing is about a servant being in rulership is that a servant isn't raised up in nobility, right? They aren't raised up to know how to manage resources, all right? They aren't raised up in nobility to be trained in the proper way and to rule a kingdom, right? From the time that a noble is brought up, he's being trained to rule a kingdom. Right. He's being trained in how to take care of the people, all right? How to know certain things, right? To manage properly and so on and so forth. So when he's put in that position, all right, he'll deal properly, right? He'll know how to govern the kingdom. But then when you got this damn slave, this servant, all right, a wicked one of that, who comes up and he gets authority, right? All he's doing is hoarding up all the resources, man. As a child, all he wants to do is play. He wants to fulfill his desires and lusts because he's not used to that, all right? You know, he's not used to having riches and knowing what to do with it and so on and so forth. He's constantly fulfilling his lusts and his desires, right? And that's why the earth is in the estate that it's in, because you got a servant and authority. As a matter of fact, we can go ahead and transition to what is that? That Proverbs 30 and 21. Was there any more in that Ecclesiastes though? In that verse 7, did we finish that verse 7?
Yeah.
Okay, come. We can go ahead and hit that Proverbs then, Bible Pashah.
You said Proverbs 30?
Yeah, Proverbs 30 and verse 21. You know, because this is why the earth is in the estate that it's in, man. You know, a servant being in rulership. But you got it.
Proverbs 30 and 21, it says, for three things the earth is disquieted, and for four which it cannot bear.
Right, so the earth is not at rest. It's disquieted. All right? The damn clams, they're disquieted. Why? Because they're being eaten and sold at Red Lobster, the crabs. Here it is. They're supposed to, these different animals, they're supposed to be cleaning out the earth. Yeah. See, life flourishes when everything is being used how it's supposed to be properly used, all right? When everything is going according to its purpose. Yeah. When a woman is in her natural, when she's in her natural position, she's happier, right? But when they're put on a pedestal and given all this authority, they destroy themselves and they find out themselves to be miserable. Yeah. All right? Men, when we're put beneath our authority, how we're supposed to be, we're miserable, man. All right? The fish, when a catfish is being eaten and slaughtered and he can't go clean the earth and do what he's supposed to do, all right, everything is disquieted, everything is out of course. But when things are moving the way that the Lord created them to move in the system that the Lord created them to be in, that's when the earth is at peace again. That's when it's not disquieted. That's when it's at peace. But when everything is out of course because of the devil that's ruling, all right, everything's just out of whack. All right, it says how the whole foundations of the earth are out of course. As a matter of fact, I'm going to hit that real quick. You know? And the Lord is coming to set forth everything back in order, man. This is, pull it up in this app. Foundations. Psalms 83, I believe. So this is the book of Psalms, chapter 82. In verse, I'm going to start at verse 4. Deliver the poor and needy, rid them out of the hand of the wicked. All right? So out of one righteous eye, man, the Lord is about to deliver us out of the hand of the wicked, man. Quickly and speedily. The whole earth out of the hand of the wicked, out of his rulership, right? They know not, neither will they understand. They walk in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course. So everything is out of course, man. All right, why? Because the wicked is in rulership. Job 9:24. Once again, man. So the Lord is gonna put everything in its proper order when He returns, man. But we can go back to that.
Proverbs 30:21, it says, for three things the earth is disquieted, and for four which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth.
Right, it says for a servant when he reigneth, it says the earth can't bear that. And we see that. The earth is languishing, meaning the word languishing, it says signs of approaching death. All right? The earth is languishing right now because what? It has to bear this damn devil, this servant, this peasant, all right, who's not ruling according to the royal law, the royal standard, right? Because he's in rulership, man. But go ahead.
Yep, it says, and a fool when he is filled with meat.
A fool when he is filled with meat. Now, meat can apply to different resources, man. All right? It says, riches are not commonly for, is that the one I'm trying to quote? Riches are not commonly for a nigger. You know? As a matter of fact, that might be, but anyways, going back to that, it says that, well, as a matter of fact, let me just find that, because,
Sirach 14:3.
Go ahead, you can read it, Bible.
It says, Sirach 14:3, it says, riches are not commonly for a niggard, and what should an envious man do with money?
Right, so a niggard, looking it up in the Edamon, it says mean or stingy person, a miser, all right? So somebody that's stingy, hoarding up all the resources, not supposed to give that person riches, man. All right, because the resources, they're supposed to be allocated properly, man. Here it is, this devil crowds everybody in these small ass cities, but it's all this land out there. All right, all the different food and resources, but he's hoarding everything to himself and is collecting dust.
Right.
That's how stingy this devil is. He doesn't even need it, but he'll rather hoard up riches to collect dust as opposed to giving it out.
And then he gives everybody else GMO foods.
Right. When it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
You know, people can have free energy.
Yeah.
You know, it could be all types of things. Man, this earth is, man, things could be so much better. All right? Just say it like that.
But it goes back to his deception. Because here it is, he'll turn around and say, oh, the earth is overpopulated.
Right,
But
overpopulated.
but the earth is big enough to hold everybody, you know, everybody can have their own acres of land, you know, so on and so forth. But he'll turn around and say, oh, well, the earth is overpopulated, man.
Right.
You know?
Saying there's not enough food in the earth.
Yeah.
You know, they get talking about this damn, what is this thing we talking about, man? Yeah, well, yeah, there's not enough food in the earth and everything like that. You know, all types of shit like that. But what? Once again, he's hoarding up all the resources, man. And he don't care. He'd rather have land that could be allocated to the people, but he'll rather just, I'm going to set boundaries in this land. You can't touch it. I ain't using it, but you can't have it. You know?
Yeah.
That's this devil. Here it is. He made them farmers, all them farmers and everything like that. He'll make them kill off all their chickens, right, over a certain amount instead of it being given freely to the people. Yeah. You know, he'll have people pour out resources. He's just a great waster, as the scriptures talk about, man. A great waster. But what? He's just stingy. Yeah. He's a niggard.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I was just gonna make mention even with you just mentioned about those chickens, even at these chain restaurants, you know, these food places. At the end of the night, they throw all the food away. But here it is millions of homeless people that's out walking around, starving, you know, looking for food, man. You know, but this is how this devil rules, man. He's unrighteous, man. He's all out wicked.
Yep.
You know, even when you was making mention of everything this devil does, I was thinking about here it is. This devil have a whole island to himself just to do some weird wickedness on it, man. Yep. You know. But that's just how this devil gets down, man. He's not a king. He's not a ruler, man. He's a peasant and a servant, man.
Yep.
All right. And once again, when the Lord returns, man, he's going to get put in those chains. It says what? To bind their nobles with fetters of iron. All right, and chains, man. All right. It says that we're going to rule over them with a rod of iron. All right. He's going to be in his proper estate, you know, when our Lord Yahweh Shah returns, man.
As a servant. That's right.
Yeah.
You know, plain and simple, man.
Yep.
But where's we at?
I'm trying to think. Did we finish that Proverbs? I don't think.
Yeah, we gotta finish that Proverbs. That Proverbs 30. Yep.
I got something real quick. This is Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 10. It says, "Delight is not seemly for a fool, much less a servant to have rule over princes. You know, hey, and this once again, man, we're reiterating the point, man. This devil, he's not meant to rule, man. All right, it's odd to have him over us, man, because we see how he get down.
Yeah,
you know, it's a strange thing. All right, you know.
That's right. And now we're at the time where, hey, man, look, hey, the earth needs new management. Yeah. All right. Earth needs new management, just like with any company, man. Yeah. Any company, man, hey, the company starts doing bad, it starts going down. You're looking at the numbers and everything like that. You look directly at management. Like, hold on, man. Hold on.
You look directly up, like, who?
It's like, what's going on here, man? You know, you look up at you look at management, and then what happens, man? The one that owns the company, he'll get rid of them. Like, nah, this ain't going down. And applying in the spirit, because the Lord, he owns the earth. Ultimately, everything belongs to the Lord. All right. So he's finna get rid of this manager. All right. And then he's finna have Yahweh Shai come in and rule in righteousness, man. See, going back to King Solomon, which is a prelude when he was reigning that 40 years where we had peace, you know. We see that through the account with the account of the Queen of Sheba, how she marveled at how the people were happy and, you know, everybody was decked out and how everything was ordered properly and everything like that, you know. It said that during the time of King Solomon, it said that gold was as stones, man. You know, it wasn't being hoarded up to King Solomon. He had riches, but what? Everybody else was well off. You know, people were taken care of, man. Right? See, in our law, bro, we ain't stingy. You know, even in our law, going into the scriptures talk about not gleaning our field. All right. You know, here it is. If we had a vineyard and you had grapes, you're supposed to leave some of them grapes through the field, so then if, you know, those that didn't have, you know, much or whatever, they can come through, they could eat of the grapes of that field. They couldn't hoard it to themselves. They couldn't go through and pick it, but they could eat. All right, they couldn't go through and put it in a basket and take it back somewhere else. They had to eat of that field right then, you know. But that's righteousness, man. Yeah. But here it is, this devil, once again, going back, he'll throw all that away, you know, or glean everything so where there ain't nothing for you. You know, but we see according to our law, man, it works for life, all right? For people to be happy and flourish, man, you know? And that's what we're getting back to. But going back to that Proverbs, right?
Yeah, that was it on that.
The Proverbs 30?
Yeah, we finished. Oh, no. Yeah, you know, we finished that.
You can read it again, Baba Gashah, because I know it talks about the maid and everything.
Okay, Khan. Back in Proverbs chapter 30.
You can read 21 again.
30 and verse 21, it says, for 3 things the earth is disquieted, and for 4 which it cannot bear. For a servant when he reigneth. Right,
it says a servant when he reigneth, and we already explained that. This devil's a servant, and he's reigning. Go ahead.
It says, and a fool when he is filled with meat.
Right, a fool when he's filled with meat, and when he's got all these resources, because we see how he allocates it, we see how he misuses it, right? How he wastes it, right? But go ahead.
It says, for an odious woman when she is married, and a handmaid that is heir to her mistress.
It says a handmaid that is heir to her mistress, right? So it's pretty much reiterating the same point that I mentioned the first one. A handmaid, which is a servant girl, that is an heir to her mistress, man. All right, a mistress is a woman that's a master, right? So when she's put in authority or has some type of rulership, man, you know, given some type of authority, you know, it's all bad. But it's just reiterating the same point, man. And that's why we're being brought up in nobility according to these words, man. So that we can reign in righteousness, man. Properly allocate resources and so on and so forth to where the people are going to be happy, man. Now, I'll go ahead and grab this one in the book of Ecclesiastes 10 and 16. This is the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 16. It says, Salakia, just passed it.
I got you.
You can go ahead and
This Ecclesiastes 10 and verse 16. It says, woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child.
Right. Once again, woe to thee, O land, when thy king is a child. Go ahead.
It says, and thy princes eat in the morning.
Right. And thy princes eat in the morning. Right. Now let's read that in the NLT. So this is Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 16 in the NLT. It says, what sorrow for the land ruled by a servant. All right. So now the whole earth is in sorrow, is languishing. Why? Because a servant, one who's unfit to rule, has power and authority. All right. It says the land whose leaders feast in the morning. Right. It says happy is the land whose king is a noble leader and whose leaders feast at the proper time to gain strength for their work, not to get drunk. Right. So this devil, the way that he rules, all right, is his rule is to what? Just fulfill his lust and his desire. All right. But a king, a noble, all right, his mindset is to what? I need to benefit the people. I need to make sure that I take care of this and that and the third to make sure that is the benefit for the whole totality of the kingdom. That's how a true noble is supposed to reason and think, right? So when they're getting up, they ain't just thinking about fulfilling their own lust and desires and fulfilling their belly, waking up, how am I going to fulfill my lust, my flesh? You know, nah, they're looking at how am I going to order the kingdom, all right, to have the people happy, to make sure everybody else is well off. Then they take care of deal with their own pleasures and so on and so forth, man. All right, but that's not their mentality. That's not their mindset. It's to consume on their lust, and that's how this devil is, man. It says, "On thou belly shall thou go," meaning what? After his own appetite, his own desires, his own lust. That's all that he's thinking about is the carnality, man, fulfilling his lust and desire. All right, and that's why the earth is in the state that it's in, because that's how a servant is thinking. You know, let me just how many women I'm gonna go fulfill this desire and this and that and the third. Nah, man. All right, but let's see. Did I have anything else through the spirit? That's pretty much it, man. It was a couple other precepts, we could have hit, but I mean that's pretty much the gist of it. We see clearly. Did you have anything?
No.
Hey, we see clearly, man. Once again, this devil is not fit to rule. All right, and he's feigned himself as if he's this noble individual, man. But in reality, man, this devil's a fraud. All right. And the nations are seeing his nakedness. As a matter of fact, let's end it off with the book of Nahum, the 3rd chapter. And you can start at verse 4. And then we'll end it off on that. Lord's will.
This is the book of, you said the 4th chapter?
Nahum chapter 3, and we'll start at verse 4. I can read it if you ain't got it. All right, this is Nahum 3 and 4. It says, because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, going back into what? That word prestigious, all right, a master of illusion, an illusionist, right? And that's what this devil's done and been. But it says, the mistress of witchcrafts that selleth the nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts. Behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, and I will discover thy skirts upon thy face, right? And that's what's happening, man. That skirt being lifted. Mm-hmm. It says, and I will show the nations thy nakedness and the kingdoms thy shame. All right. And that's what's being seen, man. Mm-hmm. All right. This filth, this wickedness is being exposed, man. And I will cast abominable filth upon thee and make thee vile and will set thee as a gazing stock. And I'm going to run that back in the NLT verse 4. It says, all this because Nineveh, and we're in modern day Nineveh, man. All right. It says, the beautiful and faithless city, mistress of deadly charms, enticed the nations with her beauty. She taught them all her magic, enchanting people everywhere. And everybody's been caught up, all right, with this devil's enchantments, man. All right. That's why you got feminism and all these other nations, man. All types of wickedness going back into the alphabet community and so on and so forth, man. This is that wickedness that's being spread. They've been enchanted into this, man. It says, I am your enemy, says the Lord of heaven's armies. And now I will lift your skirts and show all the earth your nakedness and shame. I will cover you with filth and show the world how vile you really are. Damn. And that's what's happening, man. All right. The world is seeing how vile this devil truly is, man. Got these devils coming out of tunnels and beds with blood on them and baby weirdo stuff going down in there, man. All right, the world is seeing this, man, and they're frowning upon this devil, man. All right, and he'll continue to get exposed, man, until he gets destroyed by our Lord when he returns, man. Yep. All right, and put in his proper place, all right, as a servant in chains, man. But having that being said, man, Lord's will, that was edifying. We're going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, pushing out this word in all sincerity and truth. With that, we're going to say shalom.
Shalom.